Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Whizbang workshop card review where we got some more armor cards for Odyn. Aren't we excited about that? As well as some more giant mech support, including a very large mech legendary. So we'll review all those cards, and again, we're giving away 3 mega bundles, 2 regular pre-orders out of my pocket into the giveaway. Like, comment in the video, linked in the description below, the one with that thumbnail there. Be subscribed to the channel every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed. I will add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button and make me go baroque. So let's start off with the 2 mana spell for warrior, Safety Goggles. Don't you love armor gain for Odyn? Well, this spell allows you just to gain 6 armor. Nothing exciting, just gain 6 armor. However, there's a catch to it. It costs 0 if you don't have any armor. Really weird card. Typically cards that just gain armor suck. They just almost have always sucked badly. And like this one could be 0 mana, gain 6. I just think about, like, do you need more burn for your Odyn? Or basically, I guess you could look at it as like, my opponent built a pretty big board. I didn't have time to forge my Sanitize, and I have 5 mana. I could play this for 0 and then Sanitize and deal 6 or 9 if I did forge. That could be pretty good as an option. But like, you look at, what is it, the 3 mana tradable warrior spell that gives you 8 armor. Some lists run it, some don't. But that is tradable, so it's not just stuck in your hand. I don't know if this sees play. Like, it's literally, to me, this is just an Odyn card. Another way for Odyn to kill you, or Sanitize has some synergies with it. It really just comes down to, do I have enough armor stuff for my Odyn card? I could see it seeing play in that deck, maybe. Other than that, it's just armor, and that's never really been good enough. I think there was like 1 mana gain 4 back in the day, saw tiny bit of play in Odd Warrior, and we all remember what Boom Scheme, one of the worst cards ever. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. Even in Wild with Even Warrior, maybe it sees play. Like, it is armor gain in Even Warrior. I'm just not really like that enticed by it. Like, yeah, it could be 0 mana, but does it really matter that much when it's already just 2? Probably not, but I'll probably be wrong on this one, and Odyn Warriors will play it, and then it's like a 3-star card because it just makes sense in that deck. But I'm gonna go 2 out of 5 in Standard Wild for that reason. But I'm sure many people are it's funny, before you just saw an armor gain card, you didn't really care, and now that Odyn's a card, it's like, oh god, this is 2 dip mana fireball to my face. That's not good. So you know what, yeah, it'll probably see play. It's probably a 3-star card, but I'll be stubborn and give it a 2. Next, we have another really crazy looking warrior spell, epic spell, the Chemical Spill. It is 5 mana. You summon the highest cost minion from your hand and then deal 5 damage to it. So Rotface and Wild, ooh, get that, you'll immediately get a random legendary. That's pretty crazy. We're gonna see a legendary in a bit that makes a lot of sense with this card. But even thinking about, like, it's got some anti-synergies out there. You really need it to be like a minion that's gonna benefit from taking damage, or just something giant that is really good. Like Neptulon that just rotated, you could cheat out Neptulon. It'll be a 7/2, but you would still cheat it out. That'd be something. But overall, yeah, you really want to hit something specific that makes sense, that takes out enraged damage, that works out with it, or just cheat out like a big taunt or a big mech that you could put into your pool for your Inventor Boom card. I don't know, these type of deck cards almost always see play. These massive scam mana sheet cards, even if you're dealing your own damage to a minion, maybe as Divine Shield, it only takes 1 damage really. That could be a strat depending on the card. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in Standard Wild, just because these cards historically always find a way. They always seem to find a way. It could cheat mana, it could cheat out a big minion. Maybe it's a Mechathune combo. You cheat that out and deal damage to it and kill it off somehow. There's a possibility for it. I'll give it a playable mark in both formats. And hey, Mark revealed it, so I'm giving it a mark. Wait, we're gonna go with that. Mark's gonna combo with these cards. I'm glad he got a reveal that has some more combo potential, other than the one card reveal Mark had was the Location Destroyer. How ridiculous is that? Next, we have a new patron, the Lab Patron, a 4 mana 3/3. The first time you gain armor each turn, summon another Lab patron. So basically, you could play this, say you have no armor, you play that 0 mana spell, you get another lab patron. They can't deal with that. The next turn you gain armor, you get even more lab patrons, and you can just keep filling the board. Is that good? I don't think so. Like, what are you doing with them? They're just 3/3s, and you just got to gain armor a bunch, and you can only do it the one time a turn. It's a nice throwback to like Grim Patron or the other patrons we've seen in the game. But the only patron that really made sense was, the original Grim Patron with like Warsong Commander and the Enraged stuff, like the OTKs and all that. You could do this in Wild, go like Warsong Commander and Lab Patron a little bit, I guess, but that's not really good. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard, a 1 out of 5 in Wild. I just don't think you really care about going wide with Lab Patrons. But this card will have a signature version. All the rares and commons, for the most part, I think have always been free in an event. So that's the Lab Patron signature that has been revealed or shown and looks pretty cool. And hopefully it is one of those ones that we can get for free that we've seen before. And lastly, we have Botface, the new warrior legendary. And since we didn't see a signature for Inventor Boom, or this one, I'm guessing no signatures for warrior legendaries, just the warrior rare. So a little bit of a bummer, but regardless, that's just cosmetic crap that the whales mostly care about. Anyways, the card, what does it do? It's Botface, a 9 mana 3/9 taunt. So you could use that spell that we looked at earlier today to draw this as a taunt minion. But again, not the greatest stats. It's got like the Void Lord stats. However, after this takes damage, get 2 random minis. And I'm guessing that could be any miniaturized from any class. So you just get a bunch of little minis in your hand, and that could be a lot of value. I don't think you get the miniaturized minion. I believe you just get the 1 mana 1/1 mini. And you cheat this out and deal 5 to it with that spell. You get a 3/4 taunt that immediately gets you 2 minis, which can be pretty powerful. We don't know all of them yet. We only know the neutrals and like a couple of other ones. But hey, that could be a lot of value. This takes more damage on top of that. You get even more. You can bring those back with Geppetto. You can also just hand buff this as well as a taunt minion. You can copy it with the new spell. Is this good? And you can bring it back with Inventor Boom and get it to attack. Is it good? I have no idea. It's really hard to evaluate when you don't know the minis, how the value of minis will be. It could actually overdraw you, get too many, but I can't imagine any of those are quite bad. Hell, you get that 10 mana mini, right? The 1 mana 1/1 that gives you like a 6/7 that goes face. Just seems pretty nuts, right? In theory, but it's a 9 mana card, so you can see why you want to cheat it out. Be really interesting to see if this card sees play. It's a ton of value. Mech synergies, taunt synergies, so many different synergies going for this card that I feel like I'm going to give it a 3, that it just makes sense in one of those decks somehow, some way, and that the overall mini pool is good enough that I want to play this card. But yeah, it also, who knows? And it is a throwback to Rotface, who we mentioned earlier. I had that on the mind. So yeah, I'll give this a 3 out of 5 in Standard. Probably like just a 1 in Wild. Like, it's so slow to try and do that strat, but Standard certainly has a possibility for this to see play. So yeah, that's the warrior cards. Very mech themed. Not a ton of support for the existing archetypes of like Odyn warrior, although there's that one armor card. I do want to say that I'm never a huge fan of like all the force archetypes, where so many of these cards just won't work unless you really do something specific with it. But we'll see how it goes, and I will be excited to try out some warrior stuff. So again, that's all the warrior cards. We'll have a new class to cover tomorrow. If you enjoyed the review and all of that, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.